Okay, so in case of if your outdoor unit is submerged in water, like if you go through a flood, these two pieces, if your outdoor unit is not turning on, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, like for instance, this wire was just hanging loose. All the yellow wires go together. So, so if you want to test it, you can attach it here, right? And then just so this is basically all this does is connect the circuit all together. So what you're going to do is, this thing right here is making a lot of noise, and this is completely fried. So you're going to want to replace these two. Here's my replacement ones. Here's your capacitor, 30 plus 5 round little capacitor. This is like $16 right here. And these are the two types. This I got off Amazon. This is called a protector, or a definite purpose contactor. Some of them have the little button on here that allows you to manually override and turn on the fan, like these. These actually have two, one for each side. Some of them don't. I'm gonna go with this one first. Here's the part number for you. So I don't know why they're called differently, but on Amazon you either search for protector or definite purpose contactor. So we're gonna swap these out. You're gonna wanna take a picture of how the wires go. Then you're gonna wanna clean the contacts, all the contacts, with some sort of PB blaster, something like that. And then finally you're gonna want to use dielectric grease on all the fittings. And we'll see if we can get this AC back up and running again, because right now nothing happens. Okay, so about 15 minutes later here's the old protector. What I did was you just cut the wires, because you're gonna need new nice contacts. And then here's what you do. You go one by one. So for instance, you start at there's 3 yellow wires, right? Right there. You do this one first. Okay, then you move on to the black wires. So the black ones, do those. Then you move on to these wires here. This is your neutral, and then this is your hot wire, your positive. That's coming from the house, from the breaker panel. So these are first. Now, as you notice on this, they have these little clips. I did not have any of these, and I didn't want to go to the store to buy some. So what you do is you just unscrew these screws, put them all in there together, and then tighten this back up. It's literally the same thing as using those poles that they provide. What else? Then there's one yellow on this side, and then one yellow and brown on this side. The capacitor is also new, 30 by 5. Make sure that, basically all you got to make sure is that you go outside, you take your little panel off, right off of the side of the outdoor unit, and make sure just the part numbers match up to what you're buying on Amazon, right? You don't want to get like a stronger one, you don't want to get a weaker capacitor. And then just the blue wire, the brown wire, and then the yellow wire. Okay, now as you can see, I put dielectric grease on all of these. I put it on there first. And then so make sure you got dielectric grease all on there. And then lastly, it was just a mess of wires here, so I just went ahead and zip tied the yellow with the yellow, the black with the black. These are the capacitor wires, and I zip tied them to here so that they're kind of like out of the way. And that's it. This I did not mess with. So right now we're going to power it up and see if anything works at all. Hopefully it does. And maybe this unit will run for another, who knows, 6 months to a year, because ultimately I'm going to remove the central air and upgrade the whole house to mini splits. Again, this unit was submerged in water up to about here. So if it works for even a month, I'd be surprised, to be completely honest with you. These fittings, by the way, this is for your not R134A. I think it takes 410 because R22 is outdated. So I believe this is your high pressure and low pressure, but I may be mistaken. Here's the old capacitor, and the only reason I'm trying to show you this is because instead of paying an AC company, all said and done, they would probably charge like about $1,000 for this, no joke. Like between $800 to $1,000 to come out, diagnose the system, all this. It's totally worth it to try. Even if you don't know that this is the problem, it's worth it to try to do this before getting a HVAC company out there to do the proper diagnosis. This one here, I'm going to return back to Amazon. And that's it. That's it. The one important thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shut off your, I got one for the inside unit and one for the outside unit. They're separate. So you're going to want to shut both of them off before touching anything here, especially these two wires here. Okay, because you don't want to electrocute yourself. This here is going to be your inside unit. So here next to it somewhere, there's going to be a disconnect box. What you can do also is you can just disconnect here if you're messing with any of the wiring inside here where the blower motor is. So yeah, you can also do that just as a precaution. So let's see what happens here. We're gonna mode. I'm gonna go to cool. I'm gonna go to, oh, I hear something running. Let's go see. Okay, so we're outside in the unit here, and it appears to be working. So we're gonna go inside right now and see if we have any cold air coming out. Okay, so we are at our inside thermostat, and here is one of the vents, and the air is ice cold. So I don't know how long this will last for, but it appears to be actually working. Yeah, it's ice cold, and before nothing was happening. So I'm gonna put a new filter in and see how long this thing lasts. I give it a max of like 6 months to a year, just because of all the flooding. But yeah, try that first, guys, and then after you can't figure it out, then go ahead and call the HVAC company. I already replaced one time, by the way, the blower in here. There's a blower motor. It's called the ECM. So those are also very common to go.